Hello, everybody. How are you? Welcome to tonight's class. We're going to continue with the second part of this exercise we started last class, which we had in exercise number 5 for this unit number 6, where we are supposed to use the two forms, if possible, of the verbs we have in each of these parentheses, right? Oh, sorry. So yesterday we answered number 1, number 2, and number 3, right? And you had to answer for homework number 4, number 5, and number 6 and 7 and 8. So let's check them. Welcome. Let's start. In number 1, we have the verb love. And remember, we can use love with the two forms, infinitives or gerunds, right? And we have it here. In number 2, we have the verb enjoy. With enjoy, we use it only in the infinitive form. With number 3, we have prefer. And we use prefer with two options, listening or to listen, right? And this is when people start getting confused with when we have a to in front, but this is another to. So we would say, I prefer to listen to music on my computer, right? And rewrote that example. And in number 4, what is the answer? Who has the answer to number 4? Why is Jack at the store? Janice, please.
He wants to buy a new TV.
He wants to buy a new TV. Can we also say he wants to buying, or he wants buying? Sorry. Can we also say he wants buying a new TV, or only he wants to buy a new TV?
Only he wants to buy a new TV. I think
Yes,
so.
this is the wanna, right? But of course we cannot use the wanna here because we have it in third person singular. Very good. So this is the only option we have. Number 5, Nayeli. Why is Laura at the bookstore?
She hopes to see that famous writer.
That famous writer. Can we write it in a gerund form? She hopes seeing that famous writing, or only she hopes to see that famous writer?
Only she hopes to see.
Yes. Irma, what about number 6? What types of movies does Paul like?
Yes, teacher. Paul likes watching drums or
Dramas?
dramas, or he likes to watch dramas.
So since the verb we have is like in third person singular, likes, we can use the infinitive form or the gerund form, right? Both are correct. Thank you. What about number 7? Why aren't Dan and Susan at the mall?
They hate shopping. Um, they hate shopping, or Dana and Susa hate to to shop.
Yes.
Okay.
Since the verb is hate, that means you can use it in an infinitive form or in a gerund form. So you can say they hate shopping or they hate to shop, and it will be the same. What about number 8? Do you and Mary watch a lot of TV? No.
They dislike
Which
watching.
is like
Yes, we, right? So please, Janice, continue. But with we. No, we
Oh, Mari, we dislike watching TV.
Yes, we dislike watching TV. Can we also say we dislike to watch?
No,
No, right? Only dislike watching.
like,
But when you use the verb like, you can use both with like, right? You can use infinitive or gerund. But with dislike, you only use gerund. This is something you have to practice a lot, right? Today, I started including an example for those who attend to class but they don't practice. For example, if you go to the gym, you receive your exercises, the things you have to do in order for you to get the body you want to, right? Or just only for you to be in shape, like healthy, yeah? But only if you go to the gym and listen to the instructor, you pay close attention to the instructor, to the instructor, you understand what the instructor says, you listen to the instructor effectively and consciously and looking at him, and you do it every day. Is that enough for you to have results on your body, on your health? Only by listening to the instructor and getting what the instructor says, if you understand it, is that enough for you to be in shape? Is that enough? Is it enough if you listen to the instructor and you understand what the instructor says? If you listen to the instructor, is that enough for you to be in shape? For you to have results on your body?
No.
Only by
no,
No.
listening to the instructor? No, right?
no,
So it happens the same in class. If you attend to class every day, yeah? You don't skip class. Every day from Monday to Thursday, you attend to class. Every day from Monday to Thursday, you don't have any questions. It's like, oh, I understand. I understand the class. I attend to class. Is that enough? No, it's not enough. If you attend to class every day from Monday to Friday to Thursday, and you don't have any questions, you understand the class, that's excellent. That's perfect. But if you don't practice, there's no way you can be fluent in English. No way. You will be only part of those people who say, I understand, but I don't speak. You ought to practice. You have to practice. That is a necessity. That is your obligation. So there's no way you are going to be fluent in English if you don't practice. Remember, what is the way you are going to practice? Copy, read out loud, say what you remember, and now say these things out loud, but try to change the subject. For example, instead of saying I in number one, you can copy this, of course. But instead of saying I, you may say Lucy. If you know Lucy, you may say Lucy loves watching sitcoms. Lucy loves to watch sitcoms. Change the subject to someone you already know, to someone real for you. My sister loves watching sitcoms. My sister loves to watch sitcoms. Only the subject, okay? You are not going to change the verb. Only the subject. Of course, if the subject is third person singular, then you may change the verb to third person singular, right? But don't change anything else but the subject, not the whole answer. To number 4, instead of why is Jack at the store, if you have the opportunity, if you have the chance, if you are in a moment where your mother, your father, your brother, your sister went to the store, take that time to practice. So you don't have to practice every day for hours and hours and hours. No, you can practice with only one exercise, real for you, and that will be the best practice you could ever have. So Why is my mother at the store? Because she wants to buy groceries. Yeah? Change it. Maybe not a new TV, but she wants to buy groceries, or she wants to buy a new cell phone, or she wants to buy a new refrigerator. Yeah? You can change little details in the sentence. So do it real for you. Copy the examples first, read them out loud, say what you remember, and then the next day you can change the examples only by changing the subject of each sentence. Yeah? This is something you have to do. This is something for you to practice. So you don't have to move to the United States to practice. You don't have to find someone else from the United States to practice. You don't have to find someone who doesn't speak any Spanish at all but speaks English 100% just for you to practice. No, you don't need anybody to practice. Not now. What you need to do is practice alone. Copy, read out loud, say what you remember, and change little details from those sentences. That is what you have to do, okay? Because even if you go to the United States and you're there all day long for months and years, that doesn't guarantee you are going to find someone to practice with. Mm-mm. You can be living in the United States, and that doesn't mean you are going to find someone to practice. Like you are going to have uh, 20 American friends trying to practice English with you? No, because that is not what they do. I'm not saying they are not cool enough for you to find them and practice them. No, practice with them. No, I'm not saying that. They're pretty cool, a lot of them. But that doesn't guarantee you are going to find someone who practice, okay? Especially because they don't follow the rhythm you're learning. They don't follow the step by step. They don't follow the level of English you are in, yeah? And that can make you feel confused. So that is something I actually don't recommend. If you try to practice with someone from the United States now, that is something I don't recommend yet because you will get confused. They are not going to follow this. They are not going to think you're level A2. You are not going to think you are basic level. No, they will use another expression, some other expressions that you may not know the meaning of, and then you will be distracted by those things. So practice. So then, when you get to level B2, then you can have someone to practice with. Okay? 6. Circle the correct words to complete the conversation. Check. The same about verbs because we need to practice. Look at the picture. This is something you can take as a reference. Look at his face. Look at her face. Yeah? Look at the way he's sitting on the sofa, the way she is sitting on the sofa. Mara. Hey, Ken, what's wrong? Because look at him. Oh, what's wrong? Well, I hate to watch TV. We cannot use dislike because dislike is followed by an ing form. Yeah? I hate to watch TV. Oh, okay. What do you enjoy to do or what do you want to do?
Do you
What
do you want to
do you
do?
want to do?
What do you want to do? The wanna, right? What do you want to do? What do
What,
you want to do?
what do you want?
Well, I like riding bikes or I want riding bikes.
I like
Mm,
riding bike.
I like riding bikes because
Bike.
want only goes with two, right?
Yes.
Wanna. So, well, I like riding bikes, but it's really cold outside. It is. You're right. I hope playing board games or I enjoy playing board games.
I enjoy.
I enjoy
Enjoy.
playing board games.
I enjoy playing board games. Well, I prefer to play chess or I enjoy to play chess.
Prefer. I prefer.
I prefer to play chess. Okay, let's play chess. Could you turn off the TV? Well, actually, I want to watch it while we play, or I dislike to watch it while we play.
Dislike?
I want
One,
I
I
want to
want
watch.
to. Yes, the one I remember. Want to all the time. So dislike cannot be here with to because dislike is followed by an ing form. Okay? So that is why we have to practice, because even though we understand the class, even though we understand the explanation, even though we think we have no questions at all, that doesn't mean you're getting the topic. You That doesn't mean you understand it clearly, because you have to process it. You have to read, you have to think, you have to analyze, and then you have to use it. You have to, I was about to say occupy it, but no, that doesn't make any sense. You have to use it, okay? So let's read this conversation. Who wants to read Mara's part and who wants to read Ken's part? Mara Janice and Ken Nayeli,
yes, teacher.
please.
Hey, Ken, what's wrong?
Well, I hate to watch TV.
Oh, okay. What do you want to do?
Well, I like reading bikes.
But it's really cold outside.
You're right. I enjoy playing boards.
Well, I prefer to play chess.
Okay, let's play chess. Could you turn off the TV?
Well, actually, I watched it while we play.
Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah,
I
you can
want to watch.
exaggerate it. Okay, listen to this. I've mentioned this before where you have to practice exaggerating the intention. Yeah. Of course, you are not going to do it perfectly the first time, but that is something you have to try. In order for you to be fluent, you have to pretend. Do you know what is the meaning of pretend? You have to pretend.
Yes.
Aha. This is not something for real. You are not already fluent, but you have to imagine you are. Yeah? You have to pretend. You have to act out as if you were already fluent, as if you were already feeling the language, getting the language the way it is. You have to pretend. That way, you are going to tell your brain, you understand. That way, you are going to tell your brain, it has to be focused on the language, English language, not on what you don't understand. Yeah? So, this is what happens a lot. You get to a point where you focus on those things you don't understand. You focus on those things you don't understand. It's like, mm, I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. But that is not the point. The point is that you distract your brain, distract your thoughts, so you don't give distraction, don't give Spanish time to get involved, and then you're able to actually focus on your learning process. Yeah? So when you focus on those words in English you're reading, those words in English you're analyzing, those words in English you are trying to process, then you will be able, for sure, I promise, for sure, you will be able to be fluent in English. Of course, send me those audios so I can correct some mistakes with you, right? So let's read this conversation all together and check what is the way I overreact, I exaggerate this conversation. Listen. Hey, Ken, what's wrong? What's wrong? Well, I hate to watch TV. Ah, okay. What do you want to do? Well, I like riding bikes, but it's really cold outside. You're right. I enjoy playing board games. Well, I prefer to play chess. Okay, let's play chess. Could you turn off the TV? Well, actually, I want to watch it while we play. Oh no. Yeah, it's like, so exaggerated. So you focus on the English you're practicing, not on the things you may not understand. And I promise you will understand. Do you have any questions until now? Okay. Let's add more vocabulary to the list. Well, not to the list. This is just an expression. We are never going to have lists and lists of vocabulary, but we're going to write some expressions you can use in order for you to identify them in a movie. Remember, I start recommending that you watch a Disney movie. Disney movies only, okay? And try to identify these expressions in those movies you watch. Agreeing with an opinion. What is agreeing? When you agree with an opinion, it means you think the same. When you agree with an opinion, it means you think the same. Yeah? When you agree with an opinion, you can use three different expressions like I agree, and I know most people would say, I agree is basic. Don't say I agree. Say it. Say it. People use it. Okay? People use it. I agree, or I agree with you, or I think so. I think so. You can also say I think so too. Yeah? You say I think so, but when agreeing with an opinion, you may say, I think so too. Okay? Or you may also disagree with an opinion. Opinion. Disagree with an opinion. So when you disagree with an opinion, you can say, I disagree, for sure. Or I don't really agree. Or I'm afraid I disagree. These three expressions are exactly the same. When you disagree with an opinion, it's because you don't think the same. When you agree with an opinion, it's because you think the same. And when you disagree with an opinion, it's because you don't think the same. But teacher, what is the meaning of afraid? Yeah, the same. Remember, we consider the whole phrase to consider the whole context. So don't consider only one word, because that word alone can mean something different in a different expression. Here, I disagree, I don't really agree, I'm afraid I disagree are exactly the same. You don't think the same. And I agree with you, or I think so too, are the same. Okay? When you agree with an opinion. Let's practice with these 6 expressions. Oh, my camera. Yeah. I don't really agree. Complete the conversation with agree or disagree. And look at this picture. Look at them. Look at their faces, their expressions, what they're looking at. Is that a cartoon or a drama? Is it a sitcom? What is it? Let's see. Tim. I think cartoons are great. Aisha. I agree. They're funny. But Wendy. Uh, I don't really, Aisha. Cartoons aren't funny.
Agree.
I don't really agree.
I don't really agree, Aisha. Cartoons aren't funny. They're boring. So Wendy does not think the same, right? She doesn't have the same opinion about cartoons. Aisha, Wendy, don't you like soap operas? Yes, I do. Well, I think soap operas are boring. Wendy, they're interesting.
I disagree.
I disagree. I disagree. They're interesting. And then Tim, I'm afraid Wendy. They are pretty boring.
Disagree.
I'm afraid I disagree. Wendy, they are pretty boring. Not interesting, as Wendy thinks, right? Wendy, well, what do you think of reality shows? They're great, interesting, and funny. Aisha, I'm with you, Tim.
I agree.
Agree.
I agree with you, Tim. Hey, I think so too. Let's watch a reality show. Remember, try to exaggerate the context. Who wants to read Tim's part? Who wants to read Aisha's part? And who wants to read Wendy's part? So, okay, Janice, Tim, Maria, Aisha, Irma, Wendy. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Please.
I think cartoons are great.
I agree. They're funny.
I don't really agree, Aisha. Cartoons aren't funny. They're boring.
Wendy, don't you like soap operas?
Yes, I do. Why?
Well, I think soap operas are boring.
I disagree. They're interesting.
I'm afraid and disagree, Wendy. They're pretty boring.
Well, what do you think of reality shows?
Oh, they're great, interesting, and funny.
I agree with you, Tim.
Hey, I think so too. Let's watch a reality show.
Okay, better. Try to exaggerate it a little bit more. Pretend you are the worst actress ever and you think, I think cartoons are great. I agree, they're funny. I don't really agree, Aisha. Cartoons aren't funny. They're boring. Yeah? Try to do it that way. When you practice alone, because I know when you do it in front of everybody, it's like, ugh. But when you do it alone, and you can even try to do this in front of the mirror. This is the best thing you can do to practice. Of course, everything you do for practice is the best. But if you are doing this every day, you don't skip a day of practice, then you will be fluent in less than you think. Let's practice. Here you are going to answer this exercise by participating with your opinion, okay? If you listen to someone saying something you wanted to say, repeat it. Don't worry, but participate, okay? Exercise 2. Complete the conversations with your opinion. Use some of the expressions from exercise 1, the expressions we wrote for agreeing with an opinion and disagreeing with an opinion. For example, Tim, I think cartoons are great. Aisha, I think so too. They're funny. What about you? What is your opinion about cartoons? Do you agree or disagree with Tim and Aisha?
I agree. I agree.
I agree.
Okay, you can say I agree and describe them. Try to say something about these cartoons.
Very interesting.
Mhm. So you can say, I agree, they're interesting. Or you can also repeat. You can say, I agree, they're great. Or I agree, they're funny. But say something else, okay? Not only I agree or disagree, but say something else. Wendy, I think cartoons are boring. What would you say, Wendy, about her opinion?
I disagree.
Uh-huh.
They are
I
funny.
don't.
Okay. So not boring, but funny,
Yeah.
right?
Eh,
Okay.
Yes.
Someone else? Okay.
I
What
don't really
about,
agree
uh-huh.
because they are great.
Can you
Um,
please repeat?
I don't really agree because they are great.
Okay. Yeah, so you don't really agree with Wendy, right? With her
Yeah.
opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. What about letter B? Do you like soap operas? Wendy says, yes, I think soap operas are interesting. What do you guys think?
I agree.
Disagree.
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 So
Okay.
They're boring.
They are.
Okay. So for you, Irma, you disagree with Wendy because they're boring in your opinion, right? Anyone else has a different
I
response?
yes, I agree because the opera is the soap operas are interesting.
Okay. Okay. And Think says, I think soap operas are boring. So then what would you say?
I disagree. Oh,
I'm
uh,
afraid I disagree.
Okay. Why you're afraid you disagree?
Is, is this interesting?
They're interesting. Yeah. So it depends on what kind of soap opera you are talking about, or if you enjoy every soap opera you can see, right? It depends. Here we don't have a right or wrong answer, but we have a right or wrong structure. Yeah. So that is something you have to practice. Even though you may feel these are something you already understand or you know, try to practice in front of the mirror by saying, an opinion about something that maybe someone else has, and then if you agree or disagree to that opinion, okay? This is something that will work a lot for you to get fluency. Okay, let's write more vocabulary. I'm going to stop sharing this so I can show you the whiteboard. And you are going to listen to an audio. In this audio, you are going to listen to vocabulary for television. In this audio, you are going to listen to full sentences. Yeah? Not only a list of words, but you are going to try to identify adjectives or nouns they have in this audio, you know? So you are going to write a list of things you identify from this audio, not the whole sentence. Yeah? Only try to identify those keywords we have in this audio, not the full sentences. So give me just a second. Okay, I will stop sharing this. Just pretend no one else is going to help you by writing the correct adjectives or nouns. But don't worry, because at the end we're going to confirm. At least try, okay? Listen carefully and write.
Lesson C. I'm recording a documentary. Page 60. Exercise 1. Vocabulary. Television. 1.
I often record my favorite show. Record. C. To store a show to watch it later.
2.
I usually fast forward through the boring parts of shows. Fast forward. A. To play a show at high speed.
3.
I always skip the sad parts of movies. Skip. B. To not watch something.
4.
I watch reruns of old sitcoms. Reruns. G. Repeat showings of a TV show.
5.
I never lose the remote control. Remote control. H. A device used to control a TV from a distance.
6.
Most commercials are funny. Commercials. D. Advertisements for products.
7.
You can learn a lot from public TV. Public TV. E. A non-profit TV network.
8.
I think satellite TV is great. Satellite TV. F. A service that sends TV shows to homes through a dish.
Do you need to listen again? Okay. Let's check. What is the first one you could write?
I need to listen one more time, please.
Oh, I didn't listen, sorry. Okay, sorry. I will play it again. Listen.
Lesson C. I'm recording a documentary. Page 60. Exercise 1. Vocabulary. Television. 1.
I often record my favorite show. Record. C. To store a show to watch it later.
2.
I usually fast forward through the boring parts of shows. Fast forward. A. To play a show at high speed.
3.
I always skip the sad parts of movies. Skip. B. To not watch something.
4.
I watch reruns of old sitcoms. Reruns. G. Repeat showings of a TV show.
5.
I never lose the remote control. Remote control. H. A device used to control a TV from a distance.
6.
Most commercials are funny. Commercials. D. Advertisements for products.
7.
You can learn a lot from public TV. public TV. E. A non-profit TV network.
8.
I think satellite TV is great. Satellite TV. F. A service that sends TV shows to homes through a dish.
Okay. Now let's check. What is the first one you could identify?
Record.
Television.
Okay. Number 1 is
Record.
record. Not record, but record. Record is a verb. Yeah? You record something like this class. We are recording this class so you can receive it later and you watch it later. Yeah? So record your favorite TV shows if you cannot see it live. What is the second one you could identify?
Board. Board.
Can you
Play
please
show.
repeat?
Television show,
Board.
maybe.
Okay, television shows, boring. What else?
Fast.
Fast forward.
Yeah, fast forward is the one we are supposed to fast forward. It's another verb. What's fast forward? Well, now on Netflix, we can also fast forward some scenes you don't want to see. When you see the scenes happening too fast, that is fast forward. You fast forward part of the movie. Yeah? You fast forward part of the movie and then play again. Okay? You can see all the scenes happening fast. Fast forward through the boring parts. Maybe you don't like a part of the movie and you're like, no. And then play again. What is the third one you could identify?
Skip to movies.
Skip.
Word.
Skip. Another verb. Yeah. So one thing is fast forward, blah, 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 blah. And another one is skip. Next. 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 We skip songs. Yeah. Maybe you have a song you don't like and you skip it. No. You have another song you don't like and you skip it. But you skip videos on YouTube, on TikTok, sorry. So it's like, no, that one, skip it. Yeah? So you jump to the next one. Okay? What about number 4?
Rerun.
Reruns.
Repeat.
Yes.
Rerun.
Yeah, watch reruns of old sitcoms. Do you know what a rerun is? What's
Like-
a rerun?
Like repeat.
Yeah, like a repetition. Yes. Like a repetition. This is not a verb. This is a noun. Yeah, that is a thing. So if you see a TV show tonight and then you watch it, that same TV show later, that is a repetition. That is a rerun. Yeah. For example, if you watch the, I don't know, what can be a live
The
session?
news.
The news in the morning, right? And then you watch those news again at night, that is a rerun, that is a repetition, yeah? So a rerun, a repetition. Number 5.
Satélite.
Okay, we also have satellite TV. That is actually number 8, the last one.
Never lose.
Remove.
Remote control.
Public
Remove
TV.
control.
Yes, number 5, remote control.
Remote control.
Remote control. You can also call it only remote. Yeah, you don't have to say, oh, where's the remote control? You can only call it remote. Where's the remote? Yeah. What about number 6? What is the next word or phrase you could identify?
Commercial.
Commercials.
Commercial.
Commercials.
Commercial.
Commercials. Do you remember the other name for commercials we mentioned before?
Most commercial.
Or commercial.
Most.
Well,
Advertisement.
advertisements, yes. So you can call them commercials or you can call them advertisements. Commercials and advertisements are basically for the same purpose, but you can also see advertisements printed, yeah? Only pictures with information about a product or service, or you may have commercials which are in video, yeah? And what about number 7?
Public TV.
Public TV.
Public TV.
Public.
Public TV.
Public TV or satellite TV.
Or satellite TV.
Yes, with satellite TV,
Outside.
people tend to have dishes outside. Do you know what a dish is?
Dishes.
Dish.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course, we can have a plate, right?
Plate,
This can
yes.
be a dish. But they would call them also a dish because they would get satellite signs. Yeah. And people used to have these huge dishes outside on the ceiling, yeah, so they could get the satellite sign and then they could watch more TV shows and more TV channels. But well, that is something we don't use anymore. We don't have dishes outside, but we have wireless connection, right? Well, we don't need a dish. That is not common anymore. Okay, from these words or phrases, do you have any questions?
Teacher, I have profile network.
Did you identify it at the beginning? Let me just find
No,
it.
at the profile network, no?
Non-profit.
No? Okay.
Non-profit.
No.
Non-profit TV network. Network. So this was part of, let me see, of public TV. With public TV means non-profit TV network. What is the meaning of non-profit? It means that, well, essentially, you don't have to pay for that TV. Non-profit because you don't have to pay money to have public TV because it's public, yeah? So non-profit, it's because it's not a business. I mean, you don't have to pay money for that. Non-profit, okay? But that was part of public TV. Got it? Could you identify any other one? Okay. Try to write it. Try to write the audio so you can identify those things you understand, those things you think you understand but you don't. And if you send me a picture of the things you could write, I will send you a picture of the original script just so you compare, right? This is something you have to do for practice. And remember, we were saying right in the middle of this class that you have to practice. There is no other way you are going to be fluent in English but by practicing. You can take the class from Monday to Thursday. You can be on time. You can understand the class. You may not have any questions during class, but if you don't practice, there's no way you can continue with the next levels. Okay? So, sorry. Tomorrow we are going to use these words for the next exercise, and we are also going to talk about something different. Present continuous again. Oh, sorry about my camera. Present continuous again, but with a different context. Do you remember that I told you that we have tenses in English? Present simple, present continuous, simple past, right? Tenses, different grammar structures that have a context in a basic level. But these same structures will have different context in level A2, different context in level B1, different context in level B2, and C1 and C2. So that's why a lot of people say they think they understand, but they don't actually do. They only consider the basic grammar structure they learned, but that doesn't mean it's the same in level A2, level B1, level B2, level C1. So tomorrow we're going to start talking about it. That would be it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much and see you tomorrow.
See you,
Thank you,
teacher.
teacher.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.